Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Sportsmemo's College Football Forecast. My friends, we come to you each week during the NCAA football campaign, bringing you tons of free winners, amazing betting insights, and a few laughs to boot from some of Sportsmemo's documented leaderboard fixtures. So grab that helmet, lace up those cleats, and get ready to make money in college football this weekend because we have an amazing show. What a great panel we've got. Let's bring them on. All right, joining us today, we've got the Iceman, Jesse Schule, and the Insiders Room, Nick Parsons, individually. Jesse, good afternoon. How are you today, buddy?
Hey, Joe. Having a good week. Looking forward to some college football, Thanksgiving, and all that turkey.
Nick, how you doing, pal?
Yeah, fantastic. I've gotten out to a great start to the week, a long extended run on the college gridiron. I'm winning a college basketball game here on South Dakota as a big underdog out right here by like 30 points. So things are going really good right now, Joe.
Great stuff. Now, sports fans, this is Thanksgiving week, and we here at Sportsmemo want to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. On a personal note, from the D'Amico family, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Guys, we adore you, and we give thanks to all of you. Now, this show, no fluff. We're going to throw away the bones, give you the leg, the breast, and the thigh of the turkey. And in case you're wondering, I'm a leg man, both with the turkey and in real life. It is Thanksgiving week. We got football early every day this week. Guys, real quick, every successful professional sports bettor and sports handicapper I know use the Gold Sheet, the oldest and the most respected of all the betting publications. After the show, www.goldsheet.com. Use what the pros use. Now, guys, we all know it. I say it every single show because it is true. The customer appreciation at Sportsmemo is unrivaled. We know that saving your money just as good as making your money. Go over to www.sportsmemo.com after the show. Take advantage of the amazing discounts we currently have offered. Plus, make sure to check out that deals page. There are days us cappers don't even know we have a special on the deals page. Check it out. One special I want to make everyone aware of is our Thanksgiving week special. It is site-wide. 7 days, all access, all sports, any capper or cappers you want. $69, no code necessary. Guys, I got to tell you, we do give thanks to you here at Sportsmemo, and this is our way of showing it. All right, before we get into three great roundtable games and a best bet segment, there are a couple of line movements from the wise guys here in Southern Nevada given to me by my good friends at my favorite sportsbook on the planet, the Superbook at the Westgate. Now, I say it every week, weather, injuries, and the general public will move lines, but these three games were moved specifically by the wise guys, the smart money, the sharp money here in Southern Nevada, and we want to make you aware of them. Central Michigan went from plus 1.5 to -2, a 3.5-point swing, and that is a big swing coming off a small dog to a small favorite. That's a big movement. Buffalo -2.5 up to 4.5. Illinois 12.5 up to 14 on that hot number. So Central Michigan, Buffalo, and Illinois, all smart money moves. That's it as far as wise guy moves in college football. Thank you to our good friends over at the Superbook at the Westgate. Without any further ado, we've got three roundtable games. I told you, not going to do an intro on these. You want to get right into free winners from our amazing panel. The first game, my friends, Mississippi State at Mississippi. This game goes Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Rebels are 60.5. Let's go to Nick Parsons. You know him as the Insiders Room. Nick, take it away.
Yeah, of course, off the record or off the field on this one, I guess the big news surrounding this game is Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin. It's been rumored that he's going to be taking the job at Auburn as early as Friday. Now, he's shot down these rumors, but still, it's a big mess for the team. It's a circus, a distraction that I do think that Mississippi State can take advantage of. I mean, what says Thanksgiving more than the Egg Bowl? Ole Miss, as you pointed out, it's 8-3. But it's not playing its best football of the season right now. It's lost 3 of its last 4. That includes a 42-27 loss at Arkansas as a 1-point favorite last week. And so, yeah, I think Mike Leach and the Bulldogs can take advantage here, Joe. Mississippi State, it's 7-4. It's off the 56-7 win over East Tennessee State as a 39-point favorite. There was no letdown there, covered that large spread with ease. It averages 33.5 points per game. Will Rogers is having another solid year, and that doesn't bode well, I think, for Rebels secondary that allows a lot underneath. It's actually ranked 111th in the country in opponent completion percentage and 95th in opponent quarterback passer rating. And And on the flip side, the Bulldogs, they have steadily gotten better on the defensive side of the ball. They now rank 14th in the country in takeaways. And so, I mean, obviously the outright win is possible, but Joe, I'm going to say grab those little bit of points. And yeah, I like the underdog here.
Nick Parsons, documented leaderboard fixture over at Sportsmemo, says take the points with the Bulldogs. Says the Lane Kiffin situation is a distraction for the Rebels. Great stuff. Guys, I got to tell you, Nick, you got me hungry. We're talking about turkey. You're talking about egg bowls. I'm getting hungry. You're firing me up. Guys, don't go anywhere because Jesse Schule is going to give us his take. Mississippi State, Mississippi. Rebels -2, 16.5. Jesse, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. I do have a different idea than Nick, but I'm not going to disagree with Nick, especially when it comes to the Lane Kiffin situation. The rumors were that he was going to announce that he was going to Auburn on Friday. He's released a statement saying that's not true, but I read that statement, and reading between the lines, I think it suggests that if he means it's not true, he might be referring to he's not making the statement on Friday. Reading between the lines, it sounds like he's not committed to this team at Mississippi, and he might have plans on going somewhere. Either way, I don't want to touch either side with the coaching uncertainty, so I'm going to look at the total. I'm going to look at Ole Miss's loss to Arkansas last week. So they ran for 463 yards. They had 703 total yards of offense in a loss. That's absolutely incredible. They also gave up 335 rushing yards to the Razorbacks. Not a lot of defense in that game. I don't expect to see a lot of defense in this game. You got Mississippi State with their air raid offense, Mike Leach, Will Rogers at quarterback, more than capable of lighting up the scoreboard here. The over is 5-1 in Mississippi's last 6 overall. The over is 4-1 in Mississippi's last 5 off the loss. I think we're going to see more offense than defense going over the total.
Lots of offense, says Jesse Schule, the Iceman. He says over Mississippi State, Mississippi, and sports fans. If you miss any portion of the show, don't worry. I'm going to run down all our panelists' opinions on the roundtable game after the third roundtable game. So we are. Jesse said he's not going to touch on the side, but he does think it's going to be an over. Let's go to our second roundtable game, and it is a doozy. Perhaps the biggest game. No, not perhaps. The biggest game on the board this weekend, college football. Michigan, Ohio State, Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Buckeyes, 7.5 and 56.5. And I told you I was going to give any fluff in between or on the intros of these roundtable games, but I will tell you, the 7.5 on this game, the odds makers are just daring you, begging you. Do they know something we don't? Let's find out. Jesse Schule, you went up second on the last roundtable segment, game. Let's start with you on this roundtable game. Michigan, Ohio State, Buckeyes, 7.5, 56.5.
All right, Joe. Well, the big question about this game is the health of Michigan running back Blake Corum. And I've got some sources for this, and maybe unconventional sources, but I've been seeing news reports of Blake Corum delivering turkeys as part of a charitable thing he's got organized there in Michigan. And let me tell you, if his knee was that sore, there's no way he's carrying around big frozen turkeys and delivering those over the last few days. I've seen the video footage, turkeys in each arm. That knee's got to be okay. I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to be just fine. And I don't think it's going to be enough because it's a revenge game for the Buckeyes. They lost 42-27 at Michigan last year, but they had won 8 straight before that in this series. And we all know Harbaugh has struggled against top 10 teams. He did get a win over number 10 ranked Penn State earlier this year, putting him at just 4-13 straight up against top 10 teams during his tenure at Michigan. Last year, Michigan ran all over the Buckeyes, but Ohio State has improved their rushing defense this year. They're only allowing 3.1 yards per carry. They've only allowed 7 rushing touchdowns on the year. I think their defense is going to be good enough to slow down that rushing attack of the Wolverines. And on offense, they've just got more skill, more talent, better quarterback. I think the Buckeyes blow them out.
Buckeyes blow them out, Jesse Schultz says. Guys, he says that hook on that 7.5 does not scare him one bit. Revenge. I'm a Sicilian. I know about revenge. He said it's going to be a blowout. Don't worry about that hook. By the way, Jesse, you guys are killing me. Eggs, turkeys. I'm starving here. I'm going to send for a pizza before the next segment. Guys, let's go to my good friend Nick Parsons, see if he agrees or disagrees with Jesse Schule. Michigan, Ohio State, Buckeyes, 7.5, 56.5. Nick, take it away.
Yeah, Jesse and I are on the same wavelength here for sure. Number 3, Michigan. Number 2, Ohio State in the game. The Wolverines, they're 11-0. They're looking for the back-to-back wins against Ohio State here for the first time since 1999. Now, J.J. McCarthy, he is a great quarterback, but he's going to have his hands full at the shoe today against an 11-0 Buckeyes team that is, for sure looking to avenge that loss last year. Michigan definitely has a difficult task in front of it. Ryan Day has never lost a Big Ten game at home. The Buckeyes have won every game by double digits this year. C.J. Stroud, he is one of the Heisman Trophy frontrunners, and as Jesse pointed out, this defense has definitely improved since last year's under coordinator Jim Knowles. Ohio State, it ranks second in the FBS in scoring offense, averaging 46.5 points per game. They're ranked 9th in scoring defense, allowing 16.6. Michigan, on the other hand, it's ranked 2nd in scoring defense, allowing 11.7, and it's ranked 9th in scoring, averaging 39.5. But Ohio State, it's won 9 straight at home in this series dating to 2000 by an average of 14.9 points. And so that's everything that I echo everything that Jesse was saying there. And the revenge factor for sure comes into play here. So obviously it's never going to come down past that 7.5. So I say lay the 7.5 too. I like Ohio State.
Nick Parsons, you know him as the Insiders Room, says the same thing that Jesse Schule said. Don't worry about that hook. It ain't coming down to 7.5. Take the Buckeyes. Both Jesse and Nick agree with the Buckeyes. Now, Sportsmemo, I got to tell you, even if I wanted to chime on this game, I wouldn't. You know we have the best support staff in the world here at Sportsmemo Wager Talk. That is our Detroit office, and they're all Wolverine fans. So after this holiday, you'll continue to see Joe D'Amico on Sportsmemo TV, but I doubt you'll see Jesse or Nick anymore. I'm just kidding, guys. We're having a good time. 2 roundtable games down, 1 to go, then our best bet segment, so don't go anywhere. If you missed any portion of the roundtable games, I will run through them again after the 3rd roundtable game. Our 3rd one is a doozy. Wow. Notre Dame, USC, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Trojans are 5.5, total 64.5. Let's go back to Nick Parsons. Nick, take it away.
Well, you said that the last game there could be the best one of the whole weekend, but I mean this one you could make a case for it as well. I just think when I look at these 2 teams, I just see 2 really good teams. Notre Dame, it's 8-3 under first-year head coach Marcus Freeman. They come into this game on fire. They've won 5 straight. Drew Pine, he is an above-average quarterback. The defense seems to improve with each outing. They forced 5 turnovers in the 44-0 win over Boston College in Week 12. And then you have USC. It's 10-1. It's coming off a nail-biting 45-42 win over number 17 UCLA in Week 12. First-year head coach Lincoln Riley, he has his team, in line to win the Pac-12 and then move on to a college football championship. Quarterback Caleb Williams, he's also one of the top Heisman candidates this year, along with Stroud. And so, the stage is set for a really great game here between these rivals on the primetime stage. The Irish, they've actually done really well in this spot for bettors all year long. They're 4-0 against the spread and 3-1 straight up against ranked teams this year. That includes a 21-10 loss to Ohio State in Week 1. And Notre Dame is also 4-0 against the spread as an underdog this year and 3-1 straight up in those games. But the Trojans, they just have so many options in the passing game. So, I have a really difficult time with this one because I actually think USC is going to win this game, but I don't think it's going to cover. So I think I like USC on the money line, but I like Notre Dame to cover with the points.
Okay, so you got a bonus play in there. Nick Parsons, great breakdown, Nick. Thank you for that. What we come to expect from you, buddy. He says he does like USC in the money line, but he will take the points with Notre Dame. And by the way, Nick, while I will say this, I should have rephrased. I should have changed the way I brought both of these games, the second, third. Let me try that again. The second and third roundtable game, how I introed them. I think Michigan Ohio State is the biggest marquee game on the board. This might be the most exciting matchup on the board.
Absolutely.
So Nick, great stuff. Let's go to Jesse Schule. Let's see if he agrees with Nick or disagrees with Nick. Jesse, Notre Dame, USC, Trojans 5.5, 64.5. Take it away.
Well, Joe, I think Nick made some great points. I think there's several ways you could look at this game. And from a situational standpoint, you might say that it's a letdown spot for USC after that really close win over UCLA last week. Additionally, you might point out that USC lost their leading rusher, Travis Dye, for the remainder of the season. And, these things might lean you towards Notre Dame. However, not so fast, my friends. I don't think it's a letdown spot because USC has the door open for the playoffs. They need to run the table. They need to win this game this week. They need to win the Pac-12 championship game, and that should be enough to get them in to the playoffs. And as far as Travis Dye goes, his replacement, Austin Jones, ran for 120 yards and a touchdown against UCLA. Travis Dye was averaging 6.1 yards per carry. Austin Jones is averaging 6.2 yards per carry. Nick mentioned Drew Pine and being an above-average quarterback. Above average might be pushing it, but Caleb Williams is way above average. 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I think that him and Jordan Addison, all the talent on offense for USC, should be enough to get past Notre Dame here.
Sports fans, Jesse Schule says he likes USC. He wish they all could be California. So just to throw a little monkey wrench in there, Jesse, if the top 4 teams right now in college football, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and TCU, even if let's say Ohio State and Michigan play each other very, very tough, one of them's got to lose, obviously, one's got to win. They may not move too much in the rankings, I mean, they're still, a one-loss team. One of them will be a one-loss team. USC is a one-loss team, even if they win this game. You're saying they still have a chance in the college football playoff?
I believe that I think Ohio State's going to beat Michigan. I think a one-loss Michigan team doesn't have enough steam to get in based on their poor strength of schedule. They don't have a great strength of schedule. If it's USC, one loss, conference champion versus Michigan, one loss, Big Ten runner-up, I'm going to go with USC. I think that gets USC in.
Great stuff. I just had to pick your brain on that, Jesse. And always as entertaining as you are informative. Thank you for that. Sports fans, 3 roundtable games. I'm going to run through them real quick. We're going to go through our best bet segment. Don't go anywhere. Our first roundtable game was Mississippi State at Mississippi. Rebels 2, 16.5. Nick said he likes the woof woof Bulldogs. And Jesse says he's not touching the side, but he likes the over. Lots of scoring in that game. The second roundtable game, the biggest marquee matchup. Phrase it right there, Nick. The biggest marquee matchup on the college football board this week. Michigan, Ohio State. The Buckeyes, 7.5. Don't look for them to come off that half, buddy. 56.5. Jesse says Buckeyes. Nick says Buckeyes. Both of them to blow it out. Third roundtable game, Notre Dame, USC. Trojans, 5.5, 64.5. Nick says thinks USC might win at that on the money line, but he will take Notre Dame with the points. Jesse says absolutely not. I ain't having it. USC wins, covers the game. Guys, don't go anywhere. We have our 3 best bets coming from Jesse, Nick, and myself. We're going to start off with Jesse Schule. Guys, Jesse and I do a lot of content here at Sportsmemo TV, and he's become a fan favorite as well as a host favorite. He, as I said earlier, he's always as entertaining as he's informative. But, guys, from August through maybe a few weeks ago, nobody was even near Jesse in the win-loss column and profits in all multiple sports, and he does a lot of sports. He hit a small speed bump, but you know what? He turns it back around again. And when you are soaring the way Jesse was, you've got to come back down a little bit. You just can't keep that pace up because he was just killing bookmakers. I'm telling you right now, bookmakers were hanging their shingles up saying, I'm done, I'm up because Jesse, but he's back hot again. And I'm going to tell you, he's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what he's going to be doing on the premium side the next few days. And he's got another best bet for you. Jesse Schule, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. Well, I'm watching the World Cup right now while we're doing this show. I've got a play on the game in Belgium and Canada. I'm off to a good start with the World Cup. Really looking forward to that continuing. Of course, Thanksgiving football, college football has been heating up again. I did hit money line underdog Hawaii Rainbow Warriors plus 325, winning straight up last Saturday. Look for more of that this Saturday. You definitely want to come see me for the premium picks, especially with college football. So let's get into best bets. And I've got a rivalry game here in the Pac-12. I'm looking at Oregon State, Civil War. And it might surprise you guys that as much as Oregon looks like the big boy on the block, the home team has won straight up in 6 of the last 7 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. Oregon State has caused plenty of problems for this Oregon team in the past. Now, I bet against Oregon last week, and that was the difference between having a good weekend and it would have been a phenomenal weekend if my ticket cashed with Utah. I bet against the Ducks because Bo Nix was playing on one leg. He couldn't run at all. He was limping around the field. He did just enough to get the Ducks past the Utes. Much tougher game now on the road in this rivalry game. Bit of a letdown spot after that emotional win over Utah. And let me remind you, this Oregon State defense, earlier in the season, they played the mighty USC Trojans. They were winning outright until very late in the fourth quarter. And Caleb Williams led the Trojans for a game-winning drive, scoring the final touchdown, winning 17-14. However, the Beavers held the Trojans to a season-low 17 points. Caleb Williams threw for 180 yards on just 16 of 36 passing in that game. That is some pretty stellar defense. I'm going to take the points, take the home dog with the Beavers here.
Jesse Schule says, damn them Beavers, they're going to get the money. He said Oregon State plus 3. You know, guys, Jesse is a winning capper, and he does multiple sports, college and pro football, college and pro basketball. He does hockey right now. He does World Cup soccer. So he is the perfect handicapper for you to go over to Sportsmemo after the show. Take advantage of that $69 7-day all sports. I got to tell you, I follow all the great cappers here at Sportsmemo, and I'm nosy as well. You know, I'm nosy. I don't want to see how they've been doing. And Jesse, on certain game days, he'll put up 2, 3, 4, 5 plays. And on certain games days, he'll put up a dozen or more plays. So you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. You follow Jesse Schule. I promise you're going to follow him all the way to the bank. Guys, after the show, 7 days, all access, $69. Jesse Schule will make a winner out of you. I want to talk about my buddy Nick Parsons for a second, guys. Nick Parsons, he says, he's modest. He's not as loud or as, boisterous as myself or even Jesse, guys. He's a modest guy. And he says he's been running red hot. He's been telling me because we did a couple of shows this week. Running hot is an understatement. He's taking $50 and $100 bettors, turning them into nickel and dime bettors. He's taking nickel and dime bettors. I think you know where I'm going with this. He's making money for whatever the denomination that you play. Now, he's doing well in several sports. He is certainly seeing multiple sports boards very clearly. He's a perfect guy to follow with that 7-day all sports. Don't believe me? He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what he's going to be doing on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Nick Parsons, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Yeah, always love being on the college football show, and we've done really well in college football. I've shown a profit in 8 of the last 9 weeks. I'm hitting a lot of my really biggest plays, my 5 and 10% plays. I went 6 and 2 in November. And yeah, you can find me all over the different leaderboards right now. I've gone 8 and 1 to open up the week. I've already hit a college basketball play this morning. So guys, I'm Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room, and you can go check me out over at Sportsmemo. Definitely go check out those specials that Joe was mentioning. That's an unbelievable deal there on the 7 days. But for this pick, yeah, I'm looking at a big non-conference matchup here. This is an interesting non-conference matchup here at the end of the season. South Carolina is 7-4 overall, and it's 4-4 in the SEC. Clemson, it's number 9 in the country, 10-1 overall, 8-0 in the ACC. Now, South Carolina, it's off that amazing 63-38 home win over then number 5 Tennessee last weekend as a 23.5-point underdog. Spencer Rattler had 6 touchdowns. Now, the Gamecocks, when you look at their totals there, they've alternated the over and the under in each of their past 7 games. And so I do, in fact, believe that this is a pattern that will continue, especially after last weekend's sort of abnormal offensive explosion there. Now, as far as Clemson, It faced Miami. It crushed Miami 40-10 as a 19-point favorite. So it's on its way to the college football playoff underneath Dabo Swinney, who's been there for 15 years. And now the Tigers, as far as betting on them, they're just 2-3 against the spread in their last 5 games as a double-digit favorite. But like their opponent, the over-under has alternated for this team over the past 5 games, with the over cashing in the last game. And so this sort of pattern, it does line up here with these two teams. Now, Clemson, it has a great defense. So I just think the last thing the Tigers will want to do is to give Rattler any confidence here. It's ranked 28th in the country on the defensive side of the ball. They hold opponents to 20 points per game. Rattler's offense is probably going to take a hit this weekend as well. Running back Marshawn Lloyd, he's questionable with a hip injury. And only one team has thrown for 100 yards against Clemson in November, and that was Louisville. And so, yeah, I just think that, Joe, with both of these teams seeing high-scoring overs last week, I think that this number is inflated a little bit, and so I'm going under.
Nick Parsons, him as the Insiders Room, says under South Carolina, Clemson, under 52. Great stuff from Nick. As I said, he's seeing the board in multiple sports very clearly. He'll take you to another level. Go follow him. 7 Days All Sports, $69. Well, guys, it's about that time. I've been quiet today, but I can't. You cannot hold me back. You cannot even contain me today. Lower the volume. I'm revved up. I'm ready to go. Sports says I swept the board. When? Last night again. I am not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. So you know what I did today, guys? I passed. I'm not here to give you half-ass games. If I'm not betting a game, I will never, ever, ever ask you to bet a damn game. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not full of bunk. I walk it like I talk it. I bet every game I put out, and that's why I'm revved up today, because I'm on fire, guys. Let me tell you right now, you go over to Sports Memo, I'm not full of bunk. I might be full of hot air, but I'm not full of crap. I'll tell you right now, every leaderboard, every sport I contribute to, I'm on the leaderboard. It doesn't matter if it's pro. It doesn't matter if it's college. It doesn't matter if it's on the hardwood. It doesn't matter if it's on turf, the grid, on grass. It doesn't matter. I'm getting you paid. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what the denomination you are. You can bet $5 parlays or $5,000 a game. I will take you to the next level. This is the time of year you must follow a proven and documented winner. Joe D is just that. This is when cream rises to the top. And, baby, I am friggin' creamy. Let me tell you right now, right after the show, I'm posting my turkey shoot special. If you're not familiar with it, every year I post as many play size and totals that I like in one big package. I put them up. And in 17 years documented, I have never not gotten you paid on Thanksgiving. We're going to carve up your friggin' bookmaker. We're going to serve them on a platter, and we're going to crush them. I promise you that. Oh, by the way, guys, 5 and 10 unit plays are going up today as well in both college and pro football. The best big game hunter on the planet, 17-3 in 2022 and 10% plays. Let's get to my best bet. And this may make it as a premium play over the weekend, guys. My friends, when Kansas began the campaign at 5-0, both straight up and against the spread, people were out here talking about that they were a Cinderella team and they were making headlines. But I'm here to tell you that carriage has turned into a pumpkin, and their 15 minutes of fame is over. Following their fast start, the Jayhawks have now gone 1-5 straight up, just 2-4 against the spread. Now I get it. This is a big rivalry, but Kansas, let's face it, they've done the bare minimum to become bowl eligible. Now, that's a pat on the back for head coach Lance Leopold. But guys, they don't even have to try here, guys. They don't have to. I'm not saying they're not going to, but they don't have to, my friends. Kansas State head coach Chris Kleiman, guys, let's talk turkey. Thanksgiving, you like that? Let's talk turkey. Chris Kleiman, he has gone out of his way, taking a lot of pride in crushing his rival since he's taken over the team, winning and covering the last 3 meetings by 28, 41, and 25 points. A win here gives the Wildcats what they want most, a rematch with the Horned Frogs in next week's Big 12 title game. Having a backup like Will Howard, guys, wow. Having a backup like Will Howard has done well for this team. The quarterback has thrown 11 TDs, just 2 INTs, filling in for the injured starter, Adrian Martinez. Not only will the Wildcats dissect, I said dissect, the Jayhawks' 109th pass defense in the air, they will also decimate them on the ground with their 17th ranked rushing attack in the nation on the legs of my man, Deuce Vaughn. The running back averages over 5.2 yards per carry. He's already accumulated over 1,148 yards rushing. He's also pretty darn dangerous coming out of the backfield as a receiver. Guys, I love this kid. On the flip side of the ball, KU, They will have a heck of a time trying to move the chains, let alone get in the end zone against the 15th ranked scoring defense of KSU. The Wildcats only allow a mere 18.7 points per game, and they have held some very good defenses in check once again this season. They have momentum, winning and covering their last two. They're running an 8-3-1 ATS streak, the last 12 overall. FYI, guys, the Jayhawks are just 3-10 against the number of the last 13 meetings in this rivalry. Take the Wildcats, lay the wood, take your bookmakers' money. We're going to carve them up. We're going to serve them right next to that turkey. I promise you that. Let's bring back Nick and Jesse. I'm riled up. I'm throwing papers everywhere. I'm in a good mood, guys. It's Thanksgiving week. I have one more show to do. By the way, guys, tune in later on. NFL Football Forecast. Jesse's going to be joining me again. Hopefully he doesn't change your wardrobe. He's been wearing that same outfit for 2 days. And my good buddy, Rocky Atkinson. Guys, I want to tell you, I am revved up. You know, this is Thanksgiving week. I'm going to go personal again. From everybody here at Sportsmemo to all of you, Thanksgiving, man. Have a few laughs with some friends or family, eat some good food, watch some football, and enjoy yourselves. You guys all certainly deserve it. And we are thankful for all of you out there. My friends, let me get some closing thoughts and comments from Jesse and Nick. We're going to head on out of here so you can take advantage of all these free winners. Get your bets in now so you can enjoy your bird tomorrow. Sit back, open up the belt buckle, let the stomach come out, have some fun with family. Jesse, closing thoughts and comments.
I like your play on K-State there, Joe. That's my closing thought.
Wow, great minds think alike. A man of few words, Jesse Schule. Nick Parsons, closing thoughts or comments for our good friends out there.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo your comments there, just for everyone to have a great holiday weekend. But yeah, just to keep something I've said before is just to bet smart, stick to your unit size, and yeah, just have a great weekend.
Guys, I love Nick Parsons. He really is. He really is as great of a guy as you could possibly imagine. Great handicapper too. My friends, once again, www.goldsheet.com. Go over there and use what the pros use. After the show, www.sportsmemo.com. 7 days, all access, all sports from your favorite capper or cappers, $69. That is our way of saying thank you to you. It's about that time, guys. We got to take off, but you're going to need another dose of Sportsmemo TV with the NFL Football Forecast that comes on later today, too. It'll be at your leisure, and it'll be archived. You can watch it as many times as you want. This way you can hear me, just in case you want to test your hearing. Don't forget to tune into all of Sportsmemo TV's amazing content. Hit that subscribe button to get a reminder. You don't want to miss any of our cappers, free winners, or betting insights. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Remember, increase your chances of making a profit. Follow the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet here at Sportsmemo. We don't go winning, we go gambling. We don't go gambling, we go winning. Guys, I'm so excited about today. Those hooked on phonics books, guys, I'll send you my address. You send it to me for Christmas. We don't go gambling, we go winning. On behalf of Sportsmemo, Jesse, Nick, and me, Joe D'Amico, everyone out there, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you to all of you. Good luck and have a winning day.